Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf Plays the Rune-keeper. We are back here in Gwynris, where we're going to turn in quite a number of quests. And I guess we'll also see what the friendly hobbits have for us today. Well, just as those are getting low, I guess I get a new set of them. Mark acquisition. Well, that can be saved for later.
Hail, friend, and well met.
What do you bring me? It is as I feared. Our latest delivery from Rivendell fell prey to the worms of Pend Eregion. We have long known of the worms, but until now they proved little more than a hindrance. Increased aggression from the worms spells grave news for our waypost, alright?
Greetings, friend. Will you lend me your ear?
With one delivery lost, and the worms on the rise, we have need of your help. It is unlikely that all of our delivery is completely lost. If you find any more goods from delivery, please bring them back to us. I believe that you will find more supplies along the road from Rivendell, well to the east. Alright?
Hail, friend, and well met.
And well done. I think that should thin the numbers enough for our supplies to make it through unharmed in the near future. But because of those supplies I told you about earlier.
You may be of service to me.
I cannot thank you enough for dealing with the worms that threaten our supplies from Rivendell, but I have another task for you that should prove to be more decisive step in safeguarding our deliveries. To the south of Pend Eregion, to the east, there is a small clump of large hills. On the north side of these hills are a series of dens of worms used to raise their young. It is here that I wish you to find Bruanach, Lord of the Worms of Pend Eregion. I want you to draw him out by smashing any eggs you find on the north end of the hills. Draw out Bruanach and slay him and return to me. Yes, of course. Now let's go here.
Grey is the shadow upon my heart.
It pains me to put these creatures of the forest to the sword, but the power of the enemy has made it necessary. Against this corruption there is little defense. It seems that our immediate concerns have been dealt with. Let us hope that it stays that way. I fear there is more lurking beneath the surface, however.
Will you lend me your ear?
I'm really not in the mood to fight those wood trolls. Now this thing is
Will you lend me your ear?
also done small fellowship. That's essentially collecting seeds. Now collecting seeds isn't all that arduous. It's where those seeds are found that gets it put that way, and you have to run all around in an area, and it can get annoying with all those trolls in there. So that's why it got listed as small fellowship, even though readily soloable if you got the patience. You have done well, Pinestone. For now, the half-orcs have been thwarted. Rest for a while, for you will need your strength again for long. Oh, before long, yes.
Stay a moment.
You have dealt with the half-orc rabble here in the northern Eregion, Pinestone, but their true purpose is only beginning to become clear. Recently our scouts have indicated that the half-orcs, with some skill in training the worms, is attempting to bend the vile beast to its will. If he succeeds, he will build a terrible army in Eregion, return to the east, and look for a small range of mountains south of the road of Rivendell. From there is Cochris. If you find Asgard there, put an end to the vile ambitions. Alright? So, it's mostly defeat him and search his body. And one more. So all these have sequels to them.
Sweet-eyed Malin.
Bit old school in its style. In, out, in, out, in, out. Well done, Pinestone. You should limit the White Hand's ability to gather knowledge of our forces here and of other things that should remain hidden. With their numbers weakened by your efforts, we have an opportunity to strike a decisive blow against the tenuous foothold in Eregion, yes.
You may be of service to me.
You have thinned the numbers of Kraban in the area, but unfortunately, more will return to replace the ones you killed, of course. In order to drive them out entirely, you will need to remove their means of rest and shelter. They undoubtedly have found a large tree in which to roost. As much as I despise the thought, you will need to burn this down. Only then will the Kraban retreat to Eregion from. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're more awake than I am.
How can I be of service?
You say you found the pouch at the campsite? It contains a small portion of halfling's pipeweed. It may be that one of the halflings or dwarfs dropped this. Such carelessness would be our undoing, yes.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
So now the next one sends us to the next phase in Ekkad and Eregion, which I will move that for now until we get to the next area. Now, alright, I probably sold all the stuff thinking I didn't need it. Where do these scales go? Yeah, nobody. So let's sell all this off then.
What do you need?
Now none of the stuff in this is for rep, but it would have been good for XP perhaps if I kept some of it. Yeah, but apparently not. So now we have to kill the worm sire, the Rune-keeper, the roosting tree, and collect some satchels. And this is going to take a while. Now, I really should have gone and killed a couple of Dunlendings also to trigger off a later quest. I could probably do that now because I really want to do that before I get sent to the Dunlending quest, because that way I don't have to make 3 trips there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head this way via the Dunlending camp. Wait till one of them drops an axe. And perhaps maybe get a page or two. So pages will be... I was going to say pages will be few and far between. Alright. The axe was carried by a Dunlending, but the markings are clearly not of Dunlending make, or you cannot tell the origin of the craftsmanship. Perhaps the elves of Gwynris will know more. Alright. So that's the item that I wanted to be dropped to start another quest. So it collected one thing there, but I collected a page, which looked like it was one of them that I had class. So now I'm at 7 of 8 on all 3 of them. As I said, pages will be few and far between now that I'm down to 1 of each. Since which page you get is random, and of course if it's one you already have, they don't bother telling you about that. But I'm not concentrating on the pages right now. I'm just killing any dunlendings in the way, just in case they have pages in there. But I will be getting a quest for them later, and of course I will have, well, only one half work to kill for this particular quest. I hope I do finish at least one of them today. Well, not that probably means all that much considering the... Let's see, I just turned 40. Oh, did I get a skill at 48? I don't see a new one on my list, so I guess I didn't. Just more dunlendings. And yes, we will be seeing more this is the first area where we're seeing dunlendings, but I can guarantee you it won't be the last. We'll be seeing them quite a bit in White, and sure you won't be shocked to hear that we'll be running into them in Dunland. And of course, there will be several invading Rohan, since well, that is definitely in the lore. That of course, as they were involved in the invasion of Rohan. Alright, so that takes care of one. See, perfect imagery is... Oh, that adds additional targets. I just want to see what we have here. If any of these are so... Yeah, I think I could wait on those a little while and just concentrate on the healing branch a bit so I could get my stone, which will take me quite a few levels, I know. Now, which one is it pointing me to? Oh, alright, I'll remove that from there. Pointing me to the satchels. Alright, so satchels are this way, and the satchels are being guarded by the worms. Now this is supposed to be the road from Rivendell. There are a couple of roads to and from Rivendell. Why is there... Okay. Don't know why there's a hunter's campsite there, but alright. And I guess it does make it easier for the hunters to get to and fro. Alright. We have to see how many worms we can... Well... how many worms we have to deal with in order to get there. Okay, we still have a little bit to go before we get to the target area. Right? Yeah. And a couple of birds also. Now this is also probably getting close to where the roosting tree will be. Ah, okay, there are the goods right there. So... anyway, this is one of the roads driven. So this comes from the Trollshaws. You go through the giant valley in order to take this road. So I tend to go down by the river instead. So I'm surprised they would take the... It's a bit of a surprise that they would come down through the area that has the giants in it. You would think, okay, that sounds like a dangerous way to go when you've got one that doesn't have giants. 5 of these and 5 of the others. Oh, actually, never mind, 6. Oh yes, there is an announcement that there will be a small update to the game on Monday, July 28th. Hopefully that'll take care of the inevitable glitches that happen. I noticed that there were a couple of new quests that are locked, for example. And locked due to bugs. I'm sure those were priorities on the matter, since you don't want to have quests locked in the new zone. There are... Now, some people are having trouble with the skirmish camps. I know I tried duplicating it. I had thought I did, but then I found that what I thought I saw was just operator error. So, but I'm sure the people who were reporting it, though, had a real problem that they had, but I couldn't duplicate it, so it must be an inconsistent thing. They're saying that they were unable to increase their skills at the skirmish camp. So I had no trouble in doing that. Or maybe they were just having trouble with the captain. I guess we could check that out. Let's see, what are my skirmish traits right now? Yeah, because I know last time when I bumped up my skirmish skills, I didn't get a training. I didn't buy a training or skill. So perhaps I should go and do that. Let's see what. Let me do this pause away from the boar that was just threatening me there. Now the roosting tree is this way. Now, of course, we are going to have to kill a couple of birds to get to the tree, and may have to kill more than a couple of birds in order to do that. You don't want to rush in there too fast. You want to make sure you don't rush through every bird in the area, or they could peck you to death. But alright. But going cautiously enough, you should be able to take care of a couple of birds, right? And then set the tree on fire. Alright, there we go. Destroyed one roosting tree. And that takes care of 2 of the quests we were sent on. And now we have to go taking care of the Worm Master. Alright, next time we will take care of these 2 worm-related quests and check out that skirmish captain and make sure that that's not what people were talking about. Either that, or it just says, no, this is Pine Leaf. You can't go and lock him out of the skirmish camp. Well, we'll see that in our next episode of Pine Leaf Plays the Rune-keeper.